How would I describe what I do? Okay, so I feel like I'm doing 100 jobs in one, and I'm sure all CEOs feel exactly the same way. But at this stage of the business, I'm doing everything from business to marketing to PR to designing to script development. I mean, how many jobs can you fit into this one CEO job? I don't know. Everything except for being a politician. Well, I say that, but there's a lot of politics involved in my job too. So the aim is to make things happen, to get people talking, to start conversations, to find solutions to problems. I love what I do. Sometimes when I walk into a meeting, I meet other like-minded, powerful female businesswomen, and other times, more often than not, I am the only female at the table, and I've got used to it, I think. I notice it for about 2 seconds, and then I get on with it. I've got a job to do. I've got to negotiate the best deal for the company, and I'm as tough as the next CEO. There are lots of incredible female CEOs out there, like Marissa from Yahoo, the CEO of Oracle, of PepsiCo. I would like to see more, though. I don't think we have enough females at the top of business or in the film industry. So fingers crossed things change. Great question. The skills are definitely transferable. Everything that I've learned in broadcasting, being a news anchor, I've taken all of that with me for now being the CEO of this movie company. You're responsible for that final message to audiences at home, the millions of people watching, if you're a news anchor, and you're responsible for your yearly account, you're responsible for your press release, you're responsible for the contract terms and the negotiations if you're CEO. So that level of responsibility definitely hasn't changed. But the big difference is that this is the only job I've ever had where I've literally taken my work with me home every single night. I feel like I'm on call 24/7. We are publicly traded in Norway, so the stock exchange there is open during Norwegian business hours, but we operate from Hollywood here in Los Angeles. So essentially, I am on call for 20 hours a day, every day, but I love it. What inspires me? Personally, truth. Truth inspires me. There's no such thing as alternative facts. There is plain, simple truth, and it's just as simple and plain and boring as that. But no, truth, justice, freedom, love, all those things really, really inspire me every day, and I'm so grateful and humble to have those elements in my life. And I feel sad for people that don't have that, and who have injustice in their life, who haven't loved, who are not free, and who believe in alternative facts. Professionally, I am inspired by those who have built incredible brands and have taken these brands global. So when I think of the branding story behind Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Apple, Google, and then all the kind of the burst of technology companies like Twitter, Periscope, Snapchat, Uber. I think this it's just incredible watching the world be so interdependent, and watching how these brands literally can go viral so quickly. And moving to the film industry, I am floored by the achievements of companies such as Amazon and Netflix, making incredible movies. And these are sometimes movies that the studios would not have made. The studios make incredible franchises and superhero movies and big blockbusters. And sometimes the independent film world really are making movies that otherwise would not have gotten made. So amen to them. Okay, so my advice to people that want to start a business is definitely to talk to people. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to anyone you can get your hands on in the actual industry that you're trying to get into, and make your idea better, make it bigger, make it shinier, make it more amazing. You know, if you just kind of stick with you and your idea, it's never gonna have that kind of depth. So definitely talk to people. And number two, really important when you've got this great idea is, and you know, this is important for so many different reasons, is actually make sure that there is a market need. You're going to be supplying this product and service. Do people want it? Is there demand for this? It might be one of those super duper ideas where we don't actually know we want your product yet, but we want it in the future. But generally, if it's you know, something that you think that there is a demand, make sure there is a market for it. And number three, you don't have to have gone to business school or accounting or know accounting, but definitely write a business plan, putting it on paper, you know, your launch, how you're going to launch the product and how you're going to kind of finance things. I think it's really important to write the business plan and then to ask for honest feedback. Too many friends and family just don't give honest feedback. And why is that? Is that because we don't really want the honest feedback? We can't handle the critique? Or is it just, you know, our friends and family just lie to us all the time? Whatever it is, when you ask someone for feedback, tell them, I want honest feedback. I don't care if it's a rubbish idea. I just need to be able, you know, for someone to tell me the truth. And it's so important. I literally will beg. I will beg my friends and family and my colleagues and say, tell me, is this a good idea or not? So hopefully all that helps. Running a company like WR is fast-paced and there is so much going on. And one of the most interesting challenges I have faced is definitely dealing with so many different types of people, from shareholders to the board of directors to management to the producing team to the dozens of attorneys and lawyers that we deal with on a daily basis, to the auditors. And I think it's really interesting when you're producing a movie. You're going to have the very best from the creative industry, with everyone having genius creative ideas. But of course, they're not all going to be on the same page, and you're going to get clashes. You're going to get big, powerful egos, you know, with their idea taking over, or maybe not. And it's really about how do you manage and to get the very best from all these creative geniuses, putting it into one movie. And my job as CEO and as producer of these movies will say, okay, I come in and say a big fat no. We need to move on. Okay, so how do I deal with the pressures of being a publicly listed company? I think I will just tell you the truth. I do play Candy Crush to relieve that pressure once in a while, maybe every night. I watch movies as well. I can, you know, veg out on the couch and watch bad television as well. I think really the responsibility of running a publicly traded company is the same as running one that's privately held, but the big difference is going to be definitely the media interest. And, you know, any small bit of news that we release can actually just hit newspapers, and sometimes the press are nice to you. And other times they want the scoop, they want the gossip, and they've got to sell papers at the end of the day. And I remember one time that we had an entire page in a Norwegian financial newspaper. And the headline was this, you know, large letters saying, we work 16 to 18 hours a day. And that was it. That was the article. It was basically not great news. It wasn't even news in my opinion, but we still made the news. So it's all good fun. Appearance in meetings, I don't think about it much. I do think it's important to dress professional, something not too loud. You are there to be heard. You have something important to say. You don't want people to be concentrating on what you're wearing. I think it's nice to be individual though, you know. People have their own style. They want to make an impression, and that's cool. Be comfortable with what you wear. Anything too loud, of course, you know yourself, you're going to be talked about after the meeting. But I don't judge people by the way they dress. I've met some incredible tech geniuses who wear black t-shirts and black jeans, and sometimes the t-shirts even have holes in them. But it doesn't matter, because I want to hear what they have to say. So dress comfortably. I've had meetings that have actually been 9 hours long, no lie. So I was glad I wore comfortable shoes and a comfortable dress that day. But yeah, just don't dress loudly and care more about what you're saying than how you look. What keeps me going? Why do I do what I do? What's my why? I think it's going to be a simple one. It's going to be family. It's going to be my mother, my father, my sister, my husband, and definitely just being in a position to help others less fortunate than myself, and just to be able to speak for those without a voice. I always think about my many trips to Bangladesh and to Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, and the beautiful, wonderful, forgotten street children there. And so when you think about why I do things every day, why do I get up in the morning, what's the drive, you know, what is my aching, burning passion, it's definitely to be able to help others, but also to tell stories. My career in broadcasting, it wasn't just about telling the stories, it was about finding them as well. And now in movies, we're doing the same thing. It's just now we get to choose the beginning, middle, and end. So I think that in essence, that's my why. I want to be in a position where I can do more and to influence other people's lives for the better. But I think the most important thing when making a movie has got to be your script. I mean, the script is the blueprint of the movie. You have got to love it, and everyone around you has got to love it. The director needs it to guide him or her. You need to get the best cast, and they have to love the script. They're not going to want to work with you if they don't love it. And whatever story you're trying to tell, they have to feel it just by reading those pages. And remember, you know, movies are visual. We're not telling the audience a story, we're showing them. We don't want people just to be interested in these characters. We want them to be passionate about the characters, whether you like them or not. You know, great villains should make you stand up from your seat and want to throw something. And great heroes and heroines should be inspirational. You should be thinking about them after the movie has ended. So I think all of that, you know, all of that has got to be in the script. And last but not least, you need to have a damn good team of people around you, people you trust, people who are great at what they do. And with the right team and a good script, it's just, you know, it's going to be so much easier for you to make an incredible movie. Well, my girlfriends absolutely love good action movies, and Morgan Kane is a badass action flick, so they're going to love it. I think, let's just say it, girls love bad boys, and Morgan Kane is a bit of a bad boy. You know, he's a super duper gunslinger, has got amazing fight skills, charismatic, a little bit introverted, so, you know, all the women want to tame him or change him, and I think the girls are going to love Morgan Kane. It's so much action, adventure, romance, drama, it's got it all. Okay, I officially love trailers. Like, I love all kinds of trailers. And one thing that like really annoys me is when they give away too much. I mean, good trailers should give little highlights here and there, but keep the suspense. We don't want to know that our hero dies and how he dies and what object is used to kill him and who he falls in love with and how many women he falls in love with. It's just too much. So good trailers should have music to set the tone. If you're going to have dialogue, you know, have dialogue to create drama, to have momentum. But I've got serious beef with these trailer guys, yeah? The guys who are making the trailers, or the studios who are approving these trailers to go out in the public domain. I don't know. I mean, there's an art to trailers, definitely, but you can tell I'm passionate about trailers. VR and AR are absolutely incredible tools for filmmakers. You can have such powerful experiences. You could, especially in certain genres like the horror genre, you can imagine spiders crawling up your legs and zombies and things trying to kill you and monsters jumping out at you. And I think it's just incredible. As for the future, I think VR is definitely going to be like VR full feature length films will start off in our living room. And yeah, in the future, they could go to movie theaters and cinemas. It's definitely the future. Will it be replacing the big screen? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to replace the big screen or television for that matter, but I'm still very excited of the possibilities of using that technology. Okay, great question, young women. I would say number one, don't stay quiet about your achievements. Learn to promote yourself. Don't be sitting at the back of the office and hoping that your boss will know that you're doing your job really well. You don't want to be competing with a loudmouth that just, has the ear of the boss. Sometimes your boss is just too busy. You have to be able to talk about the great things that you're doing and, sell yourself. Definitely. Number two, young women, don't be so easily offended by bad male jokes. Throw some jokes back. Buy a bad joke book if you have to. Grow thick skin. I think that's really important, especially in a male-dominated environment. And number three, young women, don't be a yes woman. Learn to say no. You don't have to say yes to everything. Self-respect and generally respect is more important than saying yes to everything, and that's a real key one. Hear me loud and clear, there is still pay inequality for women in 2017. It is no myth, and while some industries have done so well to close that pay gap, there are still so many others that are still so far behind, really. To the Polish man that spoke at the European Parliament last week, he basically said something quite bizarre. He said that women should get paid less because they were weaker, physically smaller, and less intelligent. Well, obviously, due to freedom of speech, we allowed him to say what he had to say. But I can equally say he was barking mad, really. Women's rights are human rights. If we don't educate half the world's population, give them the same job prospects, give them the same pay, then we really don't rise as a society. And for me as a CEO, if you do the same work, you get the same pay.